If you practice any kind of money manifestation rituals, I'm going to show you 4 today that will help you amplify your magnetism and speed things the fuck up. We're going hard and fast today, so grab your caffeinated fix, light your pumpkin spice scented candle, and get ready to hex your limiting beliefs into dust. Welcome to Hexotica, a refuge for the wild, the witchy, and the wonderfully untamed, where we're using our creativity to build online income and alternative lifestyle freedom. I'm your host, Christine Rice, and this is episode 15. Welcome back to the podcast, my lovely creative and unconventional friend. Hope that you had a lovely weekend. Today we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to start talking about some secrets and things that have been happening to me lately, just this year. I know I kind of alluded to it a few episodes back, and I've never really gone this deep into talking about metaphysical things or into magic. Most of the time, I'm talking about business or marketing or setting goals or self-transformation, and all that stuff is good. But it was only this year that some serious changes started to happen in my life because I started to turn a lot more focus and attention into manifesting and gratitude and all of the things that I kind of believed, but that only this year, with all of its Project 2025 fuckery, could ignite in me with all the rage and the feelings that I've had and needed to deal with. It's also because I'm Gen X, I'm going through perimenopause, and when you get to this age, that happy, calm serotonin tap in your brain, it turns off and you start to see the world very, very differently. So it's been a year of a lot of rage. And if you're a Gen X woman, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, have we been going through the feels with all the hormones and all the things that are happening. So in the last episode, I talked about how to transmute that rage, because we can't be running online businesses and bringing in good, positive things into our lives when we are just spewing hate and anger online or just anywhere, right? We need to be able to transmute that energy and to have it help us, to empower us to become stronger people in this time of needing to step up and needing to come together, right? So what I've been doing this year with the things that have gone on in my home country in the US and the things that are going on with my business, it's been a year, and I turned quite heavily toward my spirituality and my spiritual beliefs back in April. And it was only in the last few weeks that I started to really see how things started to change because of those spiritual practices. They were very specific practices. And I'm going to talk to you about the ones that I had been using previously and the new ones that I started, because I believe that it's these new ones that I started that have made all the difference. So we're getting personal and we're getting vulnerable. So let me share with you first the 3 tried and true manifestation rituals that have always worked for me, but that were slow as fuck. And these 3 were: number 1, manifestation affirmations every single morning, present tense or past tense. Number 2, angel, oracle, or tarot card readings right before bed when my brain is tired, once or twice a week usually. And number 3, deep focused journaling for 1 to 2 hours, usually out at a cafe, once or twice a month. And as I've mentioned before, I do believe that it's through journaling that I've done most of my manifesting. And I've also talked about how these 3 practices have helped me manifest new jobs, find perfect social media clients over the past 9 years of being a social media manager, and have helped me manifest very specific friends that I wanted in my life. And of course, amazeball synchronicities, because as we know, it's all about the synchronicities, right? So the thing though with these practices was that they would always take 2 to 3 months to manifest, or several years. And the difference between what I'm going to talk about today is that I have learned how to collapse time. I have learned how to speed this shit up. Because I, until this year, believed that a lot of manifesting was basically just very, very clear goal setting, clarity, working really hard, working your fucking ass off to make things happen. You know, a lot of small business owners, we believe in manifesting, but we kind of believe more that it's, you know, a lot of it's not the metaphysical side, right? So that's kind of how my thinking was as well up until this year. It was only in the year 2025 that I had a spiritual experience that strengthened my belief in the magical, more metaphysical side of manifesting, okay? And this is something that I have not spoken about to anyone. Not my best friends, not my boyfriend, no one. This is the first time I'm talking about it. And it was when I finally realized that my guardian angels had been smacking me upside the head with the same message for so long, for so many years, that, I mean, it's a miracle that they hadn't quit, right? That they hadn't filed celestial burnout and been like, yeah, she ain't listening. We're done here. So what happened is one evening, as I was sitting on my bed with my mini Foxy Mini, I took out my favorite angel card deck and I spread them out in front of me to do a quick single card draw, which is what I do at the end of the day when my brain is a bit fried and I just don't have the energy to do anything more complicated. I just do a single card, simple draw. And as usual, I shuffled the cards while asking my angels to let me know what they needed me to do, what they needed me to know, and I just get some guidance, right? And I started by removing the last card that I had drawn the night before when I'd had a session the night before, because I always would leave the last card that I had drawn face up in the box to remind myself of what it was that I had been shown in the previous reading, right? So as I drew a card from my spread, it was the Inner Peace Angel. And that happened to be the same card that I had drawn the night before. That's no big deal. Out of the 26 cards, it occasionally happens, you know, and I'm like, okay, I see the spiritual significance in it. That's fine, but not a huge deal. But then I came to with a little shock when I realized that I had drawn that same card the night before that as well. So what I do is I always make a little tick with an erasable pen on the angel card number in the guidebook that comes with the deck, right? And so for the first time ever, because I'd gotten these 3 cards in the row, I decided to take a half hour or so and take a look through the book and to start counting how many checks were on each of these angels, right? And as I thumbed through the guide, my hands started trembling as I realized that over the 8 years or so that I'd been using this same card deck every few weeks or so over the last 8 years, I had drawn that same inner peace card, not just a few times more than the rest, but 3 times more. So some cards, they only had like 1 or 2 ticks and I hardly even knew about them. Like I hardly even knew anything about those cards because I'd gotten them so infrequently. Most cards, I had 7 or 8 ticks. That was the average. But that inner peace bish, she had 27 ticks on her. So even now, I'm shocked that I never realized how often that same angel card kept showing up for me over the past 8 years. And yes, if you're wondering, I did check over the cards to see if there were any tears, stains, sticky things that might have made me draw it more often, but it was totally normal. And the way that I draw is always with my eyes closed, and I just randomly pick up whatever I get a nudge in my head, like to move my hand. So I'll just like close my eyes, and if the nudge in my head says go right or left, I'll pick up from there, right? I just let intuition guide my hand. So then I considered what it was about the inner peace angel that I needed to learn. What was it about inner peace itself? And that was easy because I was constantly feeling rage since about 2016, which was the year that a friend gave me this deck for my 41st birthday, right? I felt rage at Trump's toxic rise to power, at Republicans, at Christian evangelicals, at patriarchy, at billionaires fucking around in our media like Murdoch, and politics. I've always been a happy person with my immediate life, and I've always prioritized traveling, having fun with my friends, and creating a thriving business that supports the lifestyle that I want and I love, okay? But I have held on to a lot of anger over the state of the US in particular. And it's that same rage and injustice that made me move to Australia 25 years ago at the age of 25, all by myself to Melbourne. I had no friends and no family here. I just had met this guy in Perth, and we decided to come over here after like just a few months of dating. And it was that same rage that had made me feel existential dread and echo anxiety over the global warming situation and things that had, just rage generally for the state of the world. And it was a big reason why I have been child-free. I always stayed child-free. I just had felt so much rage and anger directed at my home country more than anything. And it might have been because, I was secretly hoping that I could move back there in 2016, but that is the year when things really started going off the rails politically. It make no sense to go back then. So I was like, yeah, I'm hanging out here. I'm going to stay here and see how things go, right? And it's only just gotten worse and worse and worse. So it could have been that, or it could have just been because I've hit perimenopause and, I've just run out of fucks to give. And that serotonin tap in my brain has been switched off. And when that tap gets switched off, you just see the world completely differently. Like I said, it just changes everything. But whatever it was, my angels were basically screaming at me in holy frustration to finally get my act together and claim some inner damn peace, which is exactly what I did finally this year. And let me be so for real with you right now, because this experience has changed everything about manifesting for me in the best possible way. Okay, so here's how I learned how to speed up manifesting overnight. So let's hightail it through 4 manifestation rituals that you need to start doing as soon as possible if you want to start turbocharging your manifestation power. And each of these 4 are huge areas of work on yourself that you may need to prioritize to start seeing faster results with your manifestation practice. Okay, these are from my personal experience. Number 1, I learned how to clear limiting beliefs and subconscious blocks. There are 2 essential facts about manifestation, right? Number 1 is that you are always manifesting, whether you're intentional or not. And number 2, gratitude is the great amplifier of manifesting. So you cannot manifest if you are subconsciously holding on to anger, resentment, or feelings of shame and failure. And this is why I started this podcast off in July with that epic blog post and 40-minute YouTube video podcast entitled What to Do When You Feel Like a Failure, a 10-step self-transformation strategy to change your life now. You can go back and listen to that. That's episode number 1. I'll leave the link in the show notes. And that's because it's so critical that you're able to release your deeply held limiting beliefs that you hold at a subconscious level and that you're not even aware of, right? And this takes daily practice and devotion, because the key here is to understand that limiting beliefs, they happen at a subconscious level. You might consciously believe something or want to believe something, but if your subconscious mind doesn't believe it and is opposed, then it's going to come out as self-sabotage. And that's what will happen. For example, if you know that you consciously want to lose weight or you want to make money, you want to do all these things, but then you're turning around and going to McDonald's every other day, or you're not doing the things that you know will help you make money. That self-sabotage is because your subconscious is not aligned with your conscious beliefs. And the way to clear this, what a manifestation or daily ritual looks like that might help you with this. It could look like daily affirmations that will help reprogram your subconscious beliefs about yourself with repetition. Or it could look like hypnosis, especially done with a hypnosis professional. Hypnosis has been shown to be quite effective at reprogramming the subconscious mind. What these practices do is they help to pummel in to the subconscious the beliefs that your conscious mind wants to believe. And it really does take repetition. So this is a ritual. It is, to me, a strong manifestation ritual. Reprogramming your subconscious mind and clearing blocks that you may have, and being aware of what those blocks are as well. So the second thing I learned was how to transmute negative energy into positive energy. So as an ADHD, perimenopausal, dual American Australian woman, the just stay positive manifestation advice never resonated with me. I mean, how the fuck can anyone stay sane and positive with so much bullshit happening in her country, right? So the just ignore it crowd, they were the reason why I left the US in 2021 at the age of 25 years ago, with no friends or family here in Melbourne. I had to get away from that toxic positivity that was just such an American affliction. I was already so disillusioned with it all by then. And since then, it's only gotten worse, like way, way worse. But that was the main reason why I left, right? But you cannot manifest if you're unable to transmute negative energy that you're feeling, whether it's from within or outside of you. It's so important to know that you are feeling rage and how to deal with it. And learning how to process all that you're feeling, all your thoughts and feelings at an embodied level. You can't just understand that you're feeling it intellectually, okay? Managing anger isn't about diminishing it. It's about feeling it to its fullest and being able to fully release it. And what I talked about in the previous episode 14, was how to do this, how to transmute negative energy that you might be feeling, because it's so much negative energy and rage online right now. And if you are absorbing this, or if you're adding to it, this is going to diminish your ability to manifest what you want in your life, to even focus on what you want in your life, and even on a practical level, right? But definitely at a spiritual level. Spiritually, you need to be able to transmute energy, and this is a ritual. It is a practice. So go back and listen to episode 14 to hear all about how to transmute negative energy into something that can empower you. Number 3, I learned the importance of clearing negative energies from physical spaces. Now, this was a big one for me because it leans so much more into that metaphysical belief side of things, like past spirits, guardian angels, and negative entities, like residual negative energies literally left from dead people, right? And I had always felt protected and loved by unseen spirits, despite my rejection of religion at a young age. But it's important to understand that your home, your workplace, and your city also hold spiritual energies, past and otherworldly energies. And some of these energies may be blocking your ability to manifest. So listen to the interview that I did with angel guide and energy clearing specialist Sam Ricci in episode number 10 to learn how important space and energy clearing rituals are to your ability to manifest money, lose weight, and even to sell your home. That episode is fascinating. And it was a big revelation to me when I learned the details about how my energy in the space of this house, the space of where I live, are affecting me, and how we need to work with these energies if we want to manifest. And once again, clearing energies from spaces needs to be a daily ritual. And this ain't the manifestation of Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, or of positivity, or of setting intentions, right? This is where witchcraft comes into manifesting witchcraft, because we are understanding that everything is energy, everything's a frequency, and that the things in our home and in our house and in our city all hold energies that we need to work with. And the more that we understand this and the more that we work with them, the more we can manifest. And therefore, these become part of manifestation rituals. Number 4, I learned how to feel full of gratitude for everything as is. So this is the surprise one that I just didn't get for so long. This is what I consider probably the biggest revelation this year. Anyone who has studied manifesting and the law of attraction, as I have, knows that gratitude is the great amplifier of manifesting, right? But the mistake that I was making was keeping a little ridiculous gratitude journal full of bullet point listed things that I was thankful for, while simultaneously keeping a mental list of things that I hated and rejected. For example, you cannot lose weight if you hate your body. You cannot make lots of money if you think money is evil. So in your gratitude journal, if you're writing, for example, oh, I love my boyfriend, I love my dog, I love my house, I love my car, I love my, I love my this, I love my that. But then you're mentally like, oh, but this could be better, or that could be better. Or, I don't want to think about that. It does not work like that. Gratitude must be all encompassing. And let's just let that sink in. Like, how difficult is it if you're feeling a lot of rage or anger about the way the world is, or any situation in your life, and you're meant to feel grateful? But the type of gratitude that is required for manifestation, it must be full, all-encompassing gratitude for absolutely everything. So here's how it works. Every bad experience was a lesson. Everything happens for a reason. And the hardest one for me was that everything is perfect just as it is right now, because it was all designed perfectly for your spiritual development. Purpose and spirit in everything. Godliness and perfection in everything. Holistic love and gratitude for everything. And the key to this kind of gratitude is deep, all-encompassing self-compassion. Self-compassion is the only way that you can stop seeing yourself as a victim or a failure or unworthy. Gratitude at this level is a daily practice, but also the most powerful of all of the manifestation rituals that I'm talking about here. And I'll tell you what happened when I understood this. So obviously, I'm not a millionaire yet, right? I'm not living in a mansion. I'm not looking like a millionaire. I would have definitely got a facelift by now if I had $1 million. And I'm not driving a Lambo. But here's what happened the day after I started practicing all 4 of these manifestation rituals with all of my heart and soul. When I noticed any acts of self-sabotage and resistance throughout my day, and I stopped posting angry rants on my social media, when I started clearing my home and office of clutter and showering it with daily blessings and music and scented candles, and stopped dragging things home off the street or from op shops without first blessing it, when I spent 20 to 30 minutes a day journaling deep, luscious, intoxicating gratitude for everything as is, even the things that I do want to change, I woke up one morning and I had more leads, more social media comments, podcast downloads, and click-throughs than I ever had thought possible in one night. My first Instagram reel went viral. I had made my first affiliate sale with my new sales funnel software, Go High Level. And the weirdest thing of all was that I had received a text message for a paid pet sitting job from PetCloud. Now, I never had a job just come to me from that site. I had always had to apply for them first. And add to that, this is the weird thing about it, I had not even looked at PetCloud for over 6 months. I just got this text out of the blue, paid sit, $256. A paid job had come right out of the blue the very day after my gratitude session. It was gobsmacking to see all that activity happening at once, where things had been slow as fuck or non-existent or no activity or dead at all before. And that's how you know you're on the right path. I mean, that's an avalanche of evidence. That's an avalanche of affirmations that I had done something right. So in short, if you want to actually speed up your money manifestations instead of waiting months or years, it's not just about affirmations or thinking positive. It's about doing the inner work. It's about looking within. It's about clearing limiting beliefs, transmuting negative energy, clearing your space, and feeling absolute gratitude for everything, all the way down to your bones. If you do these 4 rituals with focus and intention, the universe starts responding fast. Leads appear, opportunities land in your lap, and momentum that used to trickle in finally gushes. Manifestation isn't magic without effort, right? But when you combine spiritual discipline, self-compassion, and ruthless attention to your energy, the results can be shockingly real and shockingly fast. Don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. I hope that you have learned something new from this, and I hope that you are excited to go and try some new manifestation rituals around what you have already understood or you've already been practicing, because this is the real stuff. And if you're ready to turn your what the fuck moments into cash, clients, and cosmic wins, then I have something very special for you. Now that I've finally got my newsletters moved over to Go High Level, which is amazing, I have my Money Manifesting Witchcraft newsletter ready to go. And that is a newsletter that's 10 emails long, and it will teach you how to practice daily gratitude and mindfulness to help you live a happier, more satisfying life with intentionality. You can join my Money Manifesting Witchcraft limited 10 email seasonal newsletter by going to money-manifesting-witchcraft.hexotica.link, or just click the links in the show notes below. All right, lovely guts, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and join me again here next week. We're going to jump back into business and marketing, and we're going to talk about email and why email is so important to your online side hustle or business. Until then, have a great week and manifest the shit out of your dreams. Bye.